Hello, Namaskar, Swagat, and we are at Opportunity of India, and this is a special session of Opportunity in India. We have named this session as From the Lens of Opportunity in India. So we all know this country, India is shining, and endeavor of Opportunity in India is to showcase, to tell the globe the right opportunities, the correct potential that India has in itself. So today we are very happy to have Brahmanand S Singh sir with us, who is an eminent filmmaker and internationally acclaimed filmmaker. So before I invite Brahma sir, let me share a little about opportunity in India. So India, we all know India is shining and it has a lot of potential. It's diverse in so many sectors. But still, while the government and the administration is doing enough, but still, there are people who are attracted to this country and they want to come, they want to collaborate, they want to partner. But still, there is a lot of uncertainty, not clarity. So we are doing our endeavors, our initiative. We have all, like some of us, the business leaders, entrepreneurs, coaches, we have all combined together to showcase India in the right way. So Brahmanand S Singh, sir, welcome to you, sir. And I would like to share something about from us, sir. Brahmanand S Singh, sir, is a national award-winning filmmaker and has been vastly recognized for his experiential and inspirational biopics on iconic legends like R.D. Burman and Jagmeet Singh. The name of these projects are Panchamanmix and Kagaz Ki Kashti. He has been invited on the jury film and script selection committee of various international film and award platforms. He has also conducted filmmaking and script writing workshops in film festivals and institutes. So just a very, very small profile that I've shared. Rest, I think Brahma sir, when he talks, we will know how much he's like connected to the film world. Brahma sir, films, they are the right ambassador of a country to the globe. And Indian film industry is actually attracting a lot of attention. So my first question over to you is, can you describe the current landscape of the Indian film industry and its growth potential for international collaborators? So first, let's try to understand the Indian film landscape. Over to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So Indian landscape is very vibrant. We make a lot of films. We are the largest producers of films. Uh, millions and millions of equivalent of rupees is at play all the time. And like anywhere else in the world, we make profits and we make losses. Okay. So let's not get into the business part, or maybe we'll get into the business part at a later point of time. But overall, in terms of identifying a certain perspective, what is good is that we make lots of films. We are the largest producer. But what requires to go is that globally, we still are not a force to reckon with. Occasionally the film that you see after 30 years of film doing very well at Cannes and winning an award, or a documentary winning an Oscar, but no major mainstream film goes in the same way, either by way of contention of awards or business. India, a few years back until then, used to figure out 2% of business of what Hollywood films do. Why, again, is something that we can get into later. But that's not a very happy landscape if we want to really, really multiply or rule the world. As we say, India is shining. So I think there are several factors. One is that we make films essentially in Hindi and other local languages. It's not English. So the market comes down. The viewership becomes a little limited in that sense. But much more than that, we also have a language of cinema which is entirely our own, which is derived from a lot of theater, chahe wo Parsi theater ho ya whichever folk tradition ho. So a lot of things, a lot of films are still like replete with songs and all, which is not the international language unless it's a genre called musical. Okay, but here it's a must. Uh, a lot of combination of comedy, tragedy, musical, a lot of genres get mixed here in the name of wholesome entertainment because it has to entertainment everything, everyone. That, but the international language of film is very different from, and I'm not talking about English or Hindi or Japanese or French. I'm talking about the cinema language, the storytelling language. That is very different. So that is still probably not gelled that well with the international audience, except for every now and then there are auteur filmmakers, as they are known as. It's a French word for author. There are author filmmakers who are respected world over, but they are far and few. They are of the kind of Satyajit Ray and Gurudat and Bimal Roy, and maybe in the current generations, maybe Rituparna Ghosh and a couple of others. So maybe about 10 to 15 to 20 max auteur directors as compared to maybe 100 contemporary directors. So that is the gap, I think, which is also a lovely opportunity for opportunities in India or opportunities for India, because there's a lot of stories around. A lot of people have become interested in India. Consumeristic uh, identity is very high for India because of the numbers. So I think these are that as a perspective we need to explore and see where we can go up, how many notches, and open it up to the world.
We see a lot of foreign investment coming in India, especially in the film sector, a lot of production houses, etc. So, can we just understand the growth potential for the international collaborators in various sectors, maybe setting up a studio or filmmaking
Yeah, so
or
a
acting,
half a
whatever?
dozen big giants or maybe more from the US international, like whether it's Warner Brothers or Lionsgate, so a lot of these have made their forays into India in terms of backing big budget Indian films, big producers, big directors, Ashutosh Gowarikar, Sanjay Bansali, Amir Khan. These are the kind of producers they go for much, and they have made an inroad here. Essentially, my feeling is because of the numbers of the population, the cine-going population is extremely high. But still, they have not managed to crack the code somewhere. They're not, all of their forays are as big as their same Hollywood film launches. So कहीं ना कहीं कुछ एक missing element है which needs to be cracked. Whoever cracks that is going to rule the roost for a long time.
Thank you, sir. This is going to be a very, very important thing in the whole session. It's going to really attract a lot of people, and a lot of research is going to happen. कि ये क्या है? What is this element? So
Yes,
yes, sir. So
everybody knows about a Marvel film, and it's because of a certain way in which it's not just money, it's a certain design in their marketing, which everybody knows. They design in a long term, in a short term, they design it in phases. So that kind of a thing is not happening by and large, and that was the problem with even my film, which I feel was a big factor why it didn't go as far as it should have gone.
how do you see the role of digital streaming platforms in shaping the future of Indian filmmaking?
Are you talking about the OTT platforms?
Yes.
The OTT platforms. That's been a big change, I think. Like suddenly, you can tell the stories that you wouldn't have otherwise managed to tell uh, be because of the theatrical needs and necessities of business and marketing. So, with the opening of Netflix and Amazon and Disney Hotstar, and Sony Live and a whole lot of platforms. It has democratized a lot. It's made films, it's made different films possible. And that's one of their needs. So to build in an audience who subscribes uh, and gets a variety, because they need to cater to different kinds of people in under a single subscription umbrella. But what has also happened is that even OTTs are falling in the same trap of star-based films, which Bollywood or Hollywood both are obsessed with. So a great story without big stars is something that still does not get made, compared to uh, a, a great European set of films, which there are great stories. They have their own language. They have their own individual language of filmmakers. There's that auteur mark, and they get made. Similarly, here sometimes regional films, because it's made at a small budget, so to say, they manage to experiment a lot. They manage to not always depend on stars and tell a good story. So OTT, the plus side is that uh, you don't have to think about the publicity and the positioning and all. OTT does all that, but even the OTT differentiate in a tentpole project, which is with big stars, and with ordinary projects, in the way they will put up hoardings or float newspaper, full page newspaper advertisements or spots on television and other digital media. They go all out, and nothing wrong with that. I'm just talking about a certain dynamics that is involved. But having said that, I think OTT has really, really opened it up for all kinds of filmmakers. Um a suggestion, I don't know why it's not happening, but OTT, if they can work with indie producers, indie directors, it's really going to make a difference. But they are very comfortable working with big producers who they will give that, okay, give us 6 films. So they have a contract of 6 films from, let's say, a Karan Johar or an Excel film, or a series. They're more comfortable. Maybe there's good reason for that, but maybe there's a reason of dependency, there's a reason of assurance, there's a reason of comfort levels, which is part of any business.
So this is a very interesting question. How can international businesses benefit from participating in Indian Film Festival and awards? Well,
Already do that.
okay.
Yes, it's already happening. They don't need it actually. You know,
Yes.
yes, that's a problem. So they don't focus so much on festivals. They focus on
Exactly.
markets. They focus on markets. Okay. Because festivals, India doesn't have too many big festivals, great
Yes.
festivals, like in the same league as, let's say, Sundance or Berlinale or Venice or Cannes, Toronto, London. They don't have, India doesn't have a festival of that caliber yet. So festival does not have market. Festivals are known by its market, big festivals. So here they do have a film bazaar, with the IFI. But IFI itself is, though they spend a lot of money, is somehow, probably its ranking was much better 20 years back internationally in the quality of films that they would get. But here it's getting reduced to a government-run festival, so they have a fair bit of ease of serving the purpose that a film festival is supposed to serve. So I think if they, other than that, there are 3, 4 other decent-sized festivals. Mami is one of them, Mumbai International Film Festival. But somehow it's not really worked that well for international players in terms of business. So that's, but international players do a lot of business. They promote it well here. They spend a lot of money. They have their offices here. And because of the number of people, because of the high degree of film viewers, sometimes a Spider-Man film makes more money than a lot of big films here manage to make. So so it's already happening. But I think once it gets streamlined or stabilized in terms of the national and international gap or the divide thinning a little bit, maybe there will be more of that happening. And once, if India can boast of a few festivals more, you know, which can start uh, having a very, very respected uh, position in the international list of film festivals, that may cater more to the international film festival and market through that you mentioned just now.
The question is, how is the Indian government supporting the growth of film industry and encouraging international collaborations?
So Indian government has opened up a lot of international treaties, you know.
Okay.
So they have worked related treaties. Okay. So France would have, Canada would have. So wherever there is a treaty signed with the Indian government, the international collaboration becomes easy. Okay. Otherwise, there's the paperwork and other bureaucratic hassles is probably 100 times more if there's no treaties. Even otherwise, there are international collaborations that happens. But Indian government probably needs to do much more there, much more than just signing up a treaty. That's my biggest contention, that they sign up treaties and, well, we have, but what after that? So let's say Canadian board has $100 million fund for films. Its television sister board has 300 million. Okay, I'm talking about figures a few years back. And they have a treaties which is alive and kicking. But there's no Indian filmmaker who has managed to make use of that. There's one fellow from Gujarat that I had gotten to know, a filmmaker whom we have never heard the name of, a film that we have never heard the name of, who managed to get funds from the Canadian board. Hey, if he can so can a lot of other filmmakers. Okay, how did he? So I think that awareness is needed, that holding hand is needed by institutions like CII, which is trying to do. They, when, let's say, if they have a stall in Toronto Festival, they would want to charge you a certain amount and take you there. Okay, and they would in the process fix maybe 6 to 8 or 10 meetings with people that you otherwise would not have probably managed to fix. But after that, nothing happens. There are experts in the government, in the bureaucracy, who can enable these. So what we need from the government side is effective enablers of international collaboration, international funding. There's a lot of funds lying. There's a lot of funds which independent individually Indian filmmakers, some who have a grip, who go to Cannes, Berlin, who attend the breakfast sessions that happens in Cannes, who produces breakfast sessions, etc. They have an understanding, they have an idea, and then they apply with their film. Many of them don't fit in, many of them that fit in, they are not able to provide the papers and support papers and all. That's where the government can come in, that's where the government can help, as people who have the know-how. And there are people who have amazing know-how. I know of people from NFDC who can play this role, you know and do this. So that is what is needed. I would call them project enablers.
Very interesting. Yeah. So, like, I think at Opportunity in India, we view this as an opportunity, and that's what we are trying to do. We are trying to enable stimulation in these sectors. Coming back, yes, we are at Opportunity in India lens from the opportunity in India. And in this section, we are featuring Brahmanand S Singh, sir, the eminent internationally acclaimed filmmaker. And we are talking about the various underlying potential and opportunities that film industry has to offer to the globe. So I think I can dive down with the final question, and unless you have to add something else to this, so this session and platform like Opportunity India, how do you think they can help and enhance collaboration between Indian film industry and international partners? And you actually like to take this ahead.
So the
Any
scope
suggestion?
is very big, but well, you can start small, but I feel if you have a backer who can back the the big game, that is where probably the secret is. Unfortunately, we are living in a very, very consumer-driven, uh, you know, like boundaries, even when we talk about art and culture today. So, which means that you can make a noise, you can position yourself by going to a lot of these amazing and wonderful festivals, Cannes, Berlin, Sundance, Venice, Toronto, London, Busan. These are, but how has Busan come up so well? Why can't we have a great festival here? Why is IFI going down in the past 20 years? Why can't it go up? Is my question. So let it be what it is. But if someone backs, opportunities in India and it's cinema wing, then you need to make your presence felt in places like Cannes, Berlin, Toronto, Busan, Sundance, Venice, all these where international collaborations can be discussed, you know, and that needs good backing because it costs a lot. These are all costly places, and you need to have a vision and you need to have a plan. You need to have a strategy. You need to have the right collaborators. You need everything doesn't happen big overnight. Nothing happens big overnight. But start with year one with a certain vision, but have your vision clear for year five where you want to go. If that happens, otherwise, year two will be a repeat of year one. Okay. But if you have a vision of year five or year seven where you want to go, then based on your first year's success, probably you'll be able to upscale the second year. You may be able to get funds, support, collaboration for year two, same year three, year four. And in a few years, you might be able to have a portfolio that you have supported these films or your platform has enabled these films, which are today international names, okay, or internationally acclaimed films. If Opportunities of India takes it up, they need to understand the international opportunities, international platforms, where the right people come in so that you are able to have a little presentation, you are able to have a little dinner, you are able to have a little tea and wine party. You can collaborate with the Indian government. You can do it independently. You can collaborate with independent backers, however, but you need to make your presence felt. And I don't have to tell anyone today what that means. It means promotion, it means advertisement, it means some expense, it means digital presence of a solid kind, and so on and so forth. There are experts who will guide you on that. But it needs to make you need to make the presence felt. That is when collaborations will happen. The moment there are collaborations happen, success snowballs itself into more success. So it will happen more and more. And I wish opportunities in India, wonderful collaborations and wonderful opportunities. Uh, I feel that the vision needs to be supported by action. Nothing happens without action and constant action. It's not that,
Yes.
I mean, around the year you have to really, really work hard, but it will
Mhm.
happen.
It was a great guidance. It was a great direction that we got. And I myself, being a big film lover and music lover, I really want that the kind of films and music that India has is that it has a great potential, and I really want that it should spread globally. And I would actually like to, through this platform, Brahmanand Sir's both the films, they are just magnificent films, Panchaman Mix and Kagas Ki Kashti, and I really want the world to see these films, to be inspired. It has changed my vision. It has changed my way of looking at things. So these are such powerful, even Chalki, they're very, very powerful. Thank you so much for your time. It means a
Thank
lot
you
to
very,
us. Thank you so very
thank you
much.
very
And
much.
we wish great future to Indian film industry, and we wish that, to see more collaborations. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very
And a
much,
special thanks to
all the
Asim.
best.
Yes,
Yes.
Asim, thank you so much. Asim, he's the founder of this initiative. And Asim, thank you for facilitating this amazing meeting. Okay.
I, I think it's a, I think it's a great opportunity, and you guys must take it forward.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.